Hey and welcome to a Monster Hunter video. So now that the beta has come and gone, I think it's a good time to talk about the state of the game and my thoughts and expectations for Monster Hunter Wilds on its eventual release. I will be touching on my initial impressions of the beta and what my experience was, and near the end I'll talk about the gripes and concerns the community has been having during and after the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, followed by my personal expectations for the release. So, as in most JRPGs, we start off with the character creator, and in Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom is really flexing their guns with what they have achieved from Dragon's Dogma. As far as I know, the character creator present in the beta is the full creator, and it's even possible to port your character and Palico from the beta save straight to the game at launch. The Monster Hunter character creator is a super detailed tool that allows a lot of customization. There have been so many really cool characters from the community, as well as some really interesting ones. They give you a wide range of presets to choose from, with lots of freedom in the form of different sliders from cheekbone angles to color palettes. They have also improved on the Palico creation, where you now have different fur lengths and super large ears. Another quick thing I wanted to touch on, I really liked how they added your character and Palico into the main menu. Every time you boot up the game, you will see your character sitting in a tent with your handler Alma and your Palico. It really adds a sense of belonging, and I know it might seem like a small thing to most, but man do I like that they did it. Moving on to the actual content of the beta, I feel like it was enough to get me satisfied. It was enough for me to get the feel of the game, the weapons, the mechanics, and the monsters, and it wasn't too much to get me actually invested into wanting more before the eventual end of February launch date. Actually guys, I really want to play more. Why Capcom? Why did you only give me a weekend? Anyway, getting a taste of the exploration and the ecology of the first area was really something to experience. Albeit, I could only do it at 27 to 40 FPS at low settings, which is something I will touch on a bit later in the video. It was probably one of the best experiences as a Monster Hunter fan. One of the bigger changes that they have made was the way people connect to your lobbies and join you on hunts. Now with a massive 100 player lobby, 16 players can be seen running around the village you're currently in. And if you ever want to team up with anyone, you can create a link party with 4 other players. However, if you want to leave the camp with them, invite them to an environmental link, which will allow them to not get Thanos snapped out of existence and leave the camp with you. The idea is a bit confusing, but a really groundbreaking feature nonetheless, ending the days of needing to wait for the host to watch a cutscene before being able to join the hunt like it was done in Monster Hunter World. With all those good things said, it's time to address the gamut in the room, which I mentioned a bit earlier being performance of the beta. So at the time of recording this video, my current setup has a Ryzen 7 2700X CPU with an RTX 2070 Super and 32 gigs of RAM. So I'd say I'm on the side of your average mid-tier setup. With that said, I managed to get around 27 to 40 FPS on my setup with some slight dips in the camp and while doing the Ray Dow hunt. But this took a good time of adjusting my settings and making sure it is optimal enough for my setup. The biggest change was actually dropping my resolution from 1440p to 1080p. Yes, this did make my game look a tiny bit worse, but I was happy I could play the game at least. Probably the funniest thing though were the origami and GameCube monsters people have been posting online. It's crazy, just look at these, it's hilarious. There are so many people talking about the performance of Monster Hunter Wilds and how it's either not optimized or the game crashes when they try launching the game or while they're even playing the game. I even personally know some people who couldn't even play the beta. These are all valid concerns, and I'm not by any means saying that we should accept bad performing games and make do, but we also have to take into consideration that this was a beta, and that this would have been a version of the game that is way behind the current build that is being developed on. And they have actually confirmed that this is the case for certain features in this post right here. They did drop another post during the beta ensuring that this is a game in development and that the game spec balancing may differ in the full game and that they are ensuring the quality of the final product. This is what the online beta test was for, ensuring that the team at Capcom can gain the information from huge amount of players and different kinds of PC setups so that these issues can be fixed at the time of release. And with the amount of people that played the beta, I'm sure Capcom will have a lot of data to work with. So, what can we expect at the end of February? If we bring up those numbers again, as you can see, the beta alone for just 3 days managed to achieve a higher all-time peak than it did for Monster Hunter World. Regardless of the fact that it was a free beta, reaching these numbers for just the beta is a really good thing. Not only did it allow people who never played a Monster Hunter game in their life a chance at actually playing the game, it also allowed Capcom to gather a whole bunch of data on where the pain points of the game is before it goes live. I trust that the dev team for Monster Hunter Wilds will make use of this and smoothen out the problems that cropped up in the beta, which might even be fixed in their latest builds. To wrap this all up, I think we shouldn't be concerned about the release in 3 months, and I feel like people took this open beta test as something that was set in stone, something that was the actual product, and that all these problems will eventually creep into the final release. But I trust Capcom will prove us wrong and show us that they have learned from their past experiences. And if I'm wrong, you can come back to this video and tell me how much of a loser I am for not seeing it coming. But regardless, I'm buying this game and I will be playing every last minute of it. So, what are your thoughts, your concerns? Please leave them in the comments below, and if you're itching for more Monster Hunter, check out this video right here. Like and subscribe, and until next time, see ya.